So we've done a lot of consideration of, do people need to work remotely? Do they need to work in the office? Why do they need to work in different places? Do you need to work full-time? Do you need to work part-time to accommodate the other things in your life, to make sure that work becomes a complement to the other things that you do? And so it's been very important, I think, not to look at technology as the solution, but rather technology as a tool to help people work better. So we've done a lot of looking at what kinds of tools you could use, and then the kinds of behaviors that you need to change to get people to think about working alongside the technology, using the technology to achieve what we're trying to craft together, so that it's not technology just as a tool in isolation. It's rather a technology and the know-how and the people and the emotion all together to achieve the impact that we want. So I think people tend to think about technology and systems and processes as the fix, but rather they all have to be thought of holistically. So you can have great technology, but if you don't change the way people work, then it's not going to be effective. So what we've tried to do is look at the interplay between the technology and the space and the behaviors. So for example, we've been using tools like Mural and Miro since actually before the pandemic, but we ended up changing the way we use them. So it used to be that we would use Mural to run a workshop, and you would basically replicate or mirror how you would use a whiteboard and post-it notes in a workshop. And that still works with Mural, and it works for some purposes, but what we find is we've started to use it for other purposes. We use it now for stakeholder mapping, we use it for planning purposes, we use it to set out timelines, we use it to run lists of possible people that we want to interview. So we use it almost like a scratch pad. So that's a completely different use of Mural. And so it means that now, instead of having one mural that we use for a workshop, then we might have 10 different murals we're using at the same time for the team for different purposes. So I think the strengths are, you can actually reach many more people. You can have a more diverse group because you can reach across, geography and time zones. So we can pull somebody in from Australia and we can pull somebody in from San Francisco and someone from Paris. And at the same time, where you don't have to then fly people, you don't have to then deal so much with the logistics. So I think that's really good, and you can make everyone feel included. The other advantage is you can draw people out who might otherwise not participate. It's pretty easy if you're in a physical workshop, you just kind of sit in the back and maybe you don't actively participate, where here you can see who's on the mural and who's moving things around and who's added comments, and you can say, hey Guldem, you haven't been heard from for a while, so what do you think about this piece? And so I think that is a real advantage.